to the passage of the National Labor Relations Act, there were no laws governing the relationship between labor and management. This resulted in bloodshed and violence in the workplace. Soon, Congress stepped in and passed the Railway Labor Act, the Wagner Act, and the Civil Service Reform Act that we previously discussed in this section. Congress also passed the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act to respond to the discovery of union management engaging in organized crime and colluding with organizations. The Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act, also known as the Landrum-Griffin Act, is designed to limit the abuses of labor organizations in regard to financial, administrative, and the election of officers of the union. The Act created a Bill of Rights for union employees, rules for the way unions can behave, and open disclosure on union finances, meetings, and elections. Ultimately, through this act, unions are a democracy, and free and open elections must take place on all union matters. Before we move on, let's test your knowledge on what you've learned so far. A new employee was charged a $300 initiation fee to join the union, as per the union shop requirements at that facility. However, the new employee has filed a ULP with the NLRB since his fee was $200 more than the last person had to pay that joined that union. Which act will the NLRB consider when making its determination? Norris LaGuardia, Landrum-Griffin, Taft-Hartley, Wagner. If you selected B, you would be correct. As we just discussed, the Labor Management Reporting and Disclosure Act, also known as the Landrum-Griffin Act, created the Bill of Rights for union members to combat wrongdoing and to limit control of union leadership. It provides for 1, equal rights, 2, freedom of speech and assembly, 3, limits duties, fees, and assessments, and 4, provides union members with rights to sue if not represented fairly. Remember, the Norris LaGuardia Act is also known as the Anti-Injunction Act because it bans yellow dog contracts, barred the federal courts from issuing injunctions against non-violent labor disputes, and created a positive right of non-interference by employers against workers for joining trade unions. That's not the correct answer. The Taft-Hartley Act made about 16 amendments to the Wagner Act to include for the decertification of unions. It outlawed closed shops and also banned supervisors from joining a union. That's not the correct answer either. The Wagner Act is not the correct answer. It gave employees in the private industry the right to form and join a union. Now let's move on to our next topic, the union organizing process.